So let's pivot over to our most popular segment, which is our Burn It or Build It segment. I'll ask you 10 questions, some hot topics here. You tell me burn it or build it, and maybe a brief reason why. So we will start with number one, social selling index, burn it or build it. First, what is it, and then burn it or build it.
Build it. I'm sorry, I got the words wrong. I'm going to say build it. I like it because it's LinkedIn Sandbox and it gives us a benchmark to assess our progress. It is an index, a scale of 0 to 100. 50 is average. So if you have an index, a SSI of 50, it means you're average for the population. They give you 4 categories, up to 25 points per category. If you're using LinkedIn, especially for business development, I think it can help you to identify opportunity areas. And that's why I say build it.
I like that. Number two, LinkedIn newsletters.
I'm a little bit on the fence on this one. I think if you like longer form content, I would say build it because it does give you the ability to add multiple links and media and things like that inside it. If your goals are reach, I'm hearing a lot of my friends moving over to Substack now, which is getting better reach. And there's some subscription models and things like that in place. And for that reason, I'm on the fence about saying burn it.
Okay. It's fair. You can always be in the middle. There's no rules to this.
Okay.
So we'll go with no decision on that one. So it's a maybe.
It's a mixed bag. I will still say I use it because any feature has, if LinkedIn says, hey, Brenda, we're going to give you a newsletter feature, I'm going to enable it and I want to train my clients how to use it. And that way I can give you best practices. But depending on what your goals are on LinkedIn, there might be other platforms that are better suited to building that audience.
I agree. Number three, ghostwriting for executives.
Now, I don't do that, but I understand why some people use a ghostwriter for it, whether it's they struggle with confidence or timing or things like that on there. I think burn it as long as you feel like it's still or build it rather, if you feel like it's still your voice. Burn it if it's a replacement from you ever going on LinkedIn.
Okay, I agree. I was going to say like maybe ghostwriting isn't a thing anymore because everything is AI. So maybe the ghostwriters are going away. But at the end of the day, I mean, if the executives have an opportunity to be present or to not be present, I would think that being present would be better than doing nothing at all with a ghostwriter. I don't know.
Yeah. But again, as long as it's still, if you read it, if you feel like it still fits your voice, because people think it's you. So we want to make sure it sounds like us.
Very clear. Good point. Number four, DM voice and video notes. So when you connect with somebody, typically I think you have an option that opens up to where you can send somebody like a short video or maybe a voice note. Is burn it or build it?
I like the voice notes because that is an in-platform feature that you can do. The video, I don't know that there's an in-platform feature for that. I think that's something that you'd have to bring in an external video. And what I've noticed a lot, I don't see it as much anymore, but it would be like a video of somebody holding up a sign that says, hi, Brenda. And I know the hi, Brenda was computer generated. And now I feel like it's a gimmick. You're trying to trick me into thinking that you created a video for me. But I do like the voice notes because it is an in-platform feature as long as they're not super long. Like try to keep it 10 or 20 seconds. Don't ramble on for a minute and then it crops it into a second voice note in there.
Gotcha. So we're burning and building maybe on that one.
We're building voice notes. We're burning video.
Number five, creator mode.
That's actually gone. So that's an easy one.
Burn it. All right. That's easy. Moving on to the next.
It's funny because they launched it with a lot of fanfare and there's a press release and everything. And then they kind of quietly pedaled from it. And they're like, yeah, we're going to sunset it. And unless you were looking for it, and many of us who were in the LinkedIn training and coaching community, we were looking for it because we saw some features that were happening. But the problem is if you had creator mode turned on, your default button became follow automatically. When they closed off creator mode, they didn't flip your button back to connect again. So be cautious about that. And if you're not sure, you'll need to find somebody who's not yet connected to you to see what is your default button on your profile.
Yeah, we might have to talk about that after this. Number six, automation tools for LinkedIn outreach.
Burn it. I had to think about what the phrase was. Burn it. It's a violation of LinkedIn's terms of service. And more importantly, it's icky. I think that's a technical term. It's icky. Like I can see those coming in and they're not personalized. They're selling me something that's not relevant. I don't know that anyone is buying, what they're doing in their outreach efforts. Sometimes for fun, Mark, I will reply back when I get an automated message and I'll say test. And if it's automated, it doesn't matter that I said test. They'll come back with, great, let's set up it. So it's just icky. I don't think they're effective. And they are a violation of LinkedIn's terms of service. It could get you thrown into LinkedIn jail or kicked off of the platform. So read the fine print on any services that are claiming they can help you grow your LinkedIn network through use of automation.
Good tip. Open to work for your profile. So if you click like you're looking for a job, or I've seen in some cases some consultants do that as far as just they're available, burn it or build it, open to work.
So I'm going to go split on this message. If you are actively in career transition, unemployed, in between successes, turn it on, because that will alert recruiters that are searching for profiles, but also through your LinkedIn activities, posting, commenting, coming up in search results, people in your network will see. And there may be people out there who would refer opportunities to you or help you in your job search if they knew that you were open to work and looking for work on there. I have seen some candidates flip it on, flip it off, maybe initially when they're back into the job search market right away. They don't put it on right away, but a month or 2 or 3 months on the line, they turn it on. That's perfectly fine. But open to work is really that green badge that comes on your photo. It's really meant for people that are open to job opportunities. So I'm going to say burn it, rather, if you're a consultant who thinks that means I'm open to getting more project work, because that's not what that feature is meant for on your profile, if that makes sense.
It does. So burn it and build it depending on where you're at. Number 8, engagement pods or comment groups.
Burn if you're paying to be in the engagement pod, because all you're doing is artificially inflating engagement while you're paying for that. And if you ever leave the engagement pod, if you don't have good content, your engagement's going to tank. So you really didn't do anything. You're just paying to be in it. In terms of comment threads, I've met a couple of them with fellow LinkedIn coaches and trainers, and even some of my own membership programs and things like that. But I think that the thing is, we don't post all the time, every day, every week to say, hey, I have a new post, comment on it. We might occasionally be resharing something, and we might ask people, would love your thoughts on this, or going inside there, but it's never done with the expectation of you comment on mine, I comment on yours. I think when it comes from a place of genuine support and engagement, I think that's where it's most effective.
Yeah, it's a good point there at the end. I think probably a lot of people join them, the engagement pods, comment groups, to get their, vanity metrics pumped up. So it's just, liking and, that's a great post, Mark. But I think, like you were saying at the very end, though, if it's actually for a purpose and you're going to do something that's meaningful on somebody else's post to drive the conversation, that's probably where a comment group can be effective. So we are split on that one. Number 9, SEO stuffed experience sections. I know that some people from, marketing like to just put every character they can in your entire LinkedIn profile for SEO. Burn it or build it.
It's so funny when you first said it. I don't know if you're expecting me to say burn it, but I'm one of those people. I know, like LinkedIn, if they'll say they'll give me a box, I'm going to use that box. And if they say, well, you can put up to 2,600 characters in that box, I'm going to get to close to as 2,600 as I can. But I'm not going to keyword stuff. I mean, my goal is I want to make my about statement interesting and informative, knowing that the average person is only going to read the first 4 lines. Like 95% of people don't even click on more. So I want to make sure that the first 4 lines are interesting and compelling and written for my ideal target audience. It's not really about me. It's about me as it relates to how I can help you. My goal is to get you to click on more. And knowing it's almost like a sales funnel, when you think about the shape of it, more people are going to read at the top. And as they go down in your about statement, they're less likely to read everything. But if you can make it short, snackable chunks of copy with keyword lists that are maybe products and services or problems that you solve, sprinkled in. And as you continue to go down, if you look at my about statement, I have like personal and professional goals. And I say what drives me, what makes me different. When I travel, I like to enjoy pie. I've got a rescue dog. Her name's Pepper. I love doing jigsaw puzzles, and I want to learn how to do dollar bill origami and maybe teach yoga someday. That humanizes you. So it's not necessarily keyword stuffing, but I want to think about it's like psychology of how people are using your about statement. And come end of the day, LinkedIn is kind of like an SEO tool, almost like Google. So if we use the right keywords and phrases, we're going to come up in more searches. So I don't want you to think of keyword stuffing. I want you to think about keyword strategy in your about.
I agree. And it's like you were reading my notes here. So number 10 is personal post. You're talking about some of the personal attributes of you. Are we going to be posting about this stuff on LinkedIn? I hear some people complain about it. Like, this isn't Instagram, this isn't X, this isn't that. So are personal posts okay on LinkedIn?
I think really it's build it if you're comfortable sharing personal items on LinkedIn. Some people are not. And they're like, nope, this is just my business. I'm not going to get into anything personal. It's going to be all professional. Only things that I feel comfortable sharing with my coworkers and things like that. I will say, though, if you're using LinkedIn for business development, let me just pick one category right now. When you're posting, if all you're doing is selling in your post, people are going to tune you out eventually. If you're doing a variety of posts, sometimes selling, sometimes informing, sometimes educating, sometimes doing a poll. And what I like to do is like sometimes the polls are like water cooler talk. Like, what are people in the world talking about right now? So here in Michigan, we just had snow this week. If I worked in a corporate workplace, the day after the snowstorm or the morning of the snowstorm, everybody in the coffee room will be talking about the snow. Oh my gosh, I haven't even raked my leaves yet. It's too early for snow. Oh, my kids loved it. It's great. It's pretty. So I might do a poll that says, in Metro Detroit, we just got 4 inches of snow. The schools are still open. Is it too early in the season for snow? And poll response 1 is yes. Poll response 2 is no. 3 is, whatever. You're coming up, but you're getting people to engage with it. And that's going to get them, a portion of those people are going to click to come back to your profile. And if you work in a sales role, now they're more open and receptive to reading your about statement, your profile in there as well. So try it. If you're comfortable doing personal posts, I will say, if you follow me on LinkedIn, you're going to know that I love Fi, and you're going to know that I have a rescue dog that's named Pepper, and I do videos with her pretty regularly. Sometimes I weave in LinkedIn tips, and other times it's just me and Pepper, and I talk about our day. Those videos, I get so much traction, and when I don't do one in a while, the next time I do one, people will say, we need more Pepper. Don't get it out, but again, if you're not comfortable, it's perfectly okay just to keep things professional on the platform.
Got it. So build it.
Yeah.